Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Illusions Ghost. Welcome back to another video, and inside this video we are going over how you can steal other people's fruits and seeds inside of Roblox Grow a Garden. So make sure you guys all stay tuned through this video so you guys do not miss a single thing. And yes, you heard me right, both the fruits and the seeds. Alright, so let's jump straight into this. So of course, anybody can head over here and walk up to somebody's fruit, like say I want this peach. Go and click on it. It will say not your garden and actually give you the opportunity to take the person's fruit, alright, for the cost of 37 Robux. Of course, I'm not going to spend 37 Robux to steal this guy's peach, so it's just not happening. However, there is a way how I can steal this guy's fruit without spending a single Robux, guys. And well, to do it is actually pretty easy, guys. The first thing you need to do is get yourself a raccoon, guys, alright. So this raccoon right here actually has the passive ability of every 15 minutes it goes to another player's plot and steals the random crop from the player and gives it to the owner. Essentially what that means, guys, is every 15 minutes the raccoon will go from my plot over to a random person's plot. So in this case it'll either be this giant cactus owner over here or this guy's right here, okay, and basically steal a random fruit off of their plots, guys. So it could be anything from these peaches here, like I was trying to steal earlier, alright, to these carrots down here, or maybe even to the giant sunflower, alright. And of course it could also be, you know, this guy. Okay, this guy really did not want me inside of his plot, bro. And now in this case, because only this person is inside of the game, it will steal from this person every single time, guys. So, and again, it'll steal anything from, of course, this giant cactus fruit, or even down to maybe this moon glow or something else, guys. Alright, so it's all just random. However, guys, basically if this guy only had one type of fruit on his plot, let's say he only had these grapes right here, alright, if he only had these grapes, that means I would be stealing a grape every single time that I actually, every 15 minutes, guys. Every 15 minutes, I will be stealing another grape from this guy's plot. And let's say, hypothetically, alright, that I only had, like, grapes, or maybe, like, we both only had beanstalks, alright? Then basically, we'd just be stealing beanstalks from one another. And because that this fruit, alright, this pet here actually duplicates the other, fruit, guys, into your own inventory, that means basically you will be harvesting these beanstalks every 15 minutes without even harvesting them. So you will be harvesting mutated fruits the whole time without actually harvesting them so that they can keep their mutations and continue to get more. And this is exactly why I think that the raccoon is by far one of the best possible pets that you can have inside of the entire game. It allows you to create kind of like these duplication glitches, alright, especially if both you and your friend both have raccoons. You guys can keep stealing from each other over and over and over again. And not only that, if you had multiple raccoons, guys, if you had, you know, 2 or 3 or maybe 4 raccoons, that means every 15 minutes you will be stealing 4 different fruits, alright? And because they're actually duplicating and not stealing, your friend gets to keep them and continue to steal from you as well. Now, of course, you know, not everybody has friends with, you know, beanstalks and stuff like that, okay? So how do we actually get the good fruits, the good crops for ourselves on our plot? Alright, and this is very, very simple. While there is seemingly no way to actually go and get yourself, you know, to steal a seed by, you know, purchasing it with Robux or anything like that, guys, there is still a way how you can steal it in other ways. And again, you can do this, of course, with more pets. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, okay, Illusions, how do I actually get all of these pets? And that will all be explained at the end of this video, alright, because some of these pets are technically unobtainable, or some of them are very, very rare, guys, but we will be explaining all at the end of this video. Let's just first move on to this next one. So to actually go and steal somebody's seeds off of their plot is none other than the red fox, guys. As you can see, the red fox here has a passive ability where it attempts to steal, or again, duplicate a seed from another person's plot every 8 minutes, guys. So much like the raccoon, guys, every 8 minutes it'll go over to, in this case, either this guy's plot or this guy's or that guy's or that guy's, alright, and actually attempt to steal just a random seed from them. And just again, it'll just go over here and, you know, try to steal any of these seeds. All right, it might steal some corn, or again, it might steal this ember lily right here. All right, we really just don't know. And also, it's not guaranteed every time. Unlike the raccoon, this one attempts to steal, and of course, it can fail to steal. However, just like the raccoon, again, guys, basically, if you and your friend only had ember lilies or only had beanstalk fruits on your guys' plot, it'll be attempting to steal the same fruit over and over and over again. All right, that way, basically, again, if you guys only had beanstalk on your guys' plots, you and a friend, you guys could be stealing or duplicating beanstalk seeds across each other, guys. All right, okay, so now how do we actually get these two types of pets, guys? So we can see here that the red fox is actually obtained by none other than the mythical egg. All right, so the mythical egg actually has a about 2.5% chance of actually appearing over here inside of the shop, guys. All right, and once you actually have that mythical egg, it only has a 1.79% chance to actually hatch into a red fox, making the red fox a very, very rare pet, guys. So one way how you can get around this, guys, all right, instead of simply going over here to the pet shop and attempting to, you know, one, wait for a mythical egg to actually spawn in, and then two, hope and pray and, you know, get on your knees so that this mythical egg actually turns into an actual red fox, there is another method how you could actually do it, and that is none other than trading inside of the game. So how trading works is a little bit complicated. It's actually pretty simple, but the first thing that you need to know is you actually need to have trading on. So that is, you know, it's considered receiving gifts inside of this, so players can send you gifts. You need to make sure that that is on and not off. Once you and the person you want to trade with, aka the person with the red fox, you want to head over to them and basically, you know, give them whatever they asked you for, okay? You need to be careful for scammers because how trading works inside of this game, this guy keeps running away from me, bro. Like, dog, get back here, bro. Come on. So the reason you need to actually watch out for scammers is basically if I give him this pet frog or, you know, basically anything else, you know, whatever. You can take my pet frog, bro. He can simply take the pet frog like how he did right now, all right, and give me nothing in return, all right? He can simply walk away and there's nothing I can actually do about it. Or he's giving me a, you know, frozen blood banana right now. So, you know, shout out this guy for the frozen blood banana, I guess. But he can simply walk away and give me absolutely nothing. So you need to be careful about scammers because if you're giving away these really, really rare and expensive and valuable items, guys, you definitely want to be getting something in return. Now, there's a couple ways how you can make sure that the person you are getting your item from actually gives you the item that you want. You can see that the red fox here, all right, I could simply get scammed by that and there's nothing I can do about it, but you can actually check how many vouchers that the person has, all right? So basically, how many vouchers a person has actually goes to the legitimacy of their, you know, what they say. So a voucher is basically somebody who they have traded with before and it has been a successful trade, guys, meaning that they are trusted by this person because they have traded and actually got their items from that person. But although somebody does have a lot of vouchers, they still could be capping and straight up just scam you. Another thing you guys can do to actually get the red fox and the raccoon is waiting until a real trade update actually does come out, and that way it's a whole menu where you both get to agree on basically what is getting traded, and it's not up to each other's words. If you want to find a place where people can actually trade, alright, or you're looking for people who have the item that you actually want, you can find that very, very easily inside of the Grow a Garden Discord server, guys, alright, and of course, you know, like fan accounts, alright, but it is much, much safer to actually use the Discord server for Grow a Garden. There's going to be a lot less scammers there than there would be if, you know, I just found somebody, if I just try to trade with this person off willy-nilly. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Peace out, and of course, goodbye.